welcome back, everybody, for another edition of the Club Cool podcast. I am your host, Barrett Dudley, and we are brought to you by Wash Media here in the Wash Media studios. Joining me, per usual, it's Phil Battaglia. What's going on, Phil?
Hello.
And we have a very exciting guest in studio with us today as well, a special treat for all the listeners out there. It's Wash Media's newest podcaster, Kayla Haby, co-host of the revamped Mail-In podcast. How's it going, Kayla?
What an intro, Barrett. Thank you.
You're welcome. How's it going? Thanks for being here.
It's good. Enjoying this cold weather, finally.
Yes.
We've had winter 2 times so far this year.
Everybody is in. Everybody, I didn't even have to send out the memo. Everybody is just like looking kind of fly today. Kayla's in a really nice fall winter sweater. You got your big coat. Phil's over here rocking his leather jacket.
I know. Phil's jacket is super sweet.
Just looking hot as hell. Did you get a haircut, Phil?
I did.
Yeah. You were feeling yourself on that new haircut, and you were like, I'm rocking my leather.
Neck
got a mock neck.
Oh,
look at this guy.
Barrett and I are both mocking.
Yeah, we're mocking.
Okay, Barrett. Now we're going to talk about you. Barrett's in a nice chunky sweater. Are those corduroys?
They're cords.
Nice,
Yeah,
and a cute little beanie.
Laura said that these pants made me look like an insurrectionist yesterday because of all the cargo pockets.
I don't even know what that word means.
She said that I looked like I was about to storm the Capitol.
Oh. Well, they're army green, so like that may be why.
And the giant pockets,
Okay, well, I need
I
need you to stand up later so I can get a full visual.
Yes.
Of these
I'll put the jacket on too because the jacket has also too many pockets, and so
I
it's
love
a lot.
pockets.
It's a lot. I'm into this pocket thing right now, but she thought I had I don't know, my garroting wire and like my the thing I was going to throw up on the Capitol.
Your
and,
American flag rolled up in your pocket.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
Exactly. Just among other things. Yes. So Kayla, you are the host of the Mail-In podcast. You are a food blogger. Can I call you a food blogger?
Sure. That's the term is weird, but yeah.
Okay.
I have a food Instagram.
Food
and a
Instagram.
Blog. I do have a blog, so yes, I'm a food blogger.
The Bitchin chef. You've also let's see. You go viral on Twitter pretty regularly.
I mean,
she's great on Twitter.
Honestly,
you were in a commercial with Dirk Nowitzki at one point.
Okay, people don't talk about that enough.
No, they don't.
They
I
don't.
mean, it might be arguably what you're most famous for.
Honestly, when that commercial first came out when I was living in Dallas, I'd be out at a bar and I would see it on the TV and just be waiting. I'm like, does anyone recognize me? But no, nobody does at all. No one knows me. That was the biggest fan of that, I think, when I first moved to Austin was Dave. When I told him I was that Kayla, he was very excited since he's such a big Mavs fan.
Yeah, I only was putting this together, but you worked for the Mavs?
I did.
But you're a Spurs fan.
I worked for the Spurs too.
Okay.
In college. But yeah, I needed to get out of San Antonio, so I took my first job. I wanted to be in sports, so my first job offer in sports was rival team.
Yeah.
But they were
sometimes it shakes out like that.
They were significantly worse than the Spurs at the time, so
you
it
guys
didn't
were
feel
in the middle of winning many championships.
Yeah, and then my first season there, first round playoffs, Spurs and Mavs, 7-game series. It was the worst 2 weeks of my life.
You just wear black to work every day.
I had to wear the Mavs blew out shirts 2 games, which was torture. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting a rash. Wearing the Mavs stuff for work was always fine, but when they're playing your team, it was difficult. But I got through it, and then we won that year. So.
Well, we're really happy to have you here because it's just been a while since we've had a female voice on the podcast, and
very long while.
We obviously want to talk food, but we're going to talk style as well. Are you watching The Bachelor this season? By the way,
I am watching it loosely.
Loosely, okay.
Yeah.
There are constantly things that I want to bring up style-wise, but Phil over here refuses to partake. So
no, we can talk about it. I know enough.
You know enough.
I put it on in the background of things, so I catch some stuff. I know enough. I watched the first 2 or 3 very focused, so I know enough.
Yeah, you've seen some of these things that Matt James is wearing.
Yes,
and that's predominantly what we're going to talk about today. But let's get going here and let's jump into food because it's not very often that we have. Are you a professional chef now?
No, I use the term that Gordon Ramsay uses on MasterChef, home chef. That's what I like to call myself, a home chef.
I'm constantly cooking in the kitchen. I
like to
bake stuff.
You cook a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
But how do you graduate from knowing your way around a recipe on a website to like developing your own recipes?
It was kind of hard at first. Baking wise, it's really hard to develop your own things because it's so scientific. So I would take like a base of something and then that's why I would adjust it to my own thing. Cooking is way easier because you don't have to be exact. You can toss a bunch of shit in a pan and then hope for the best.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just like learning flavors and what goes well, and like I watched so much Food Network growing up. So like, and lots of food competition shows. And that's how you kind of learn tips and tricks and techniques and like what things go together, what you shouldn't do and what you should do. So it's hard, but it's like a lot of practice.
So I'm not a cook.
What are you talking about? You're a pizza tosser.
Well, no, I'm a cereal connoisseur.
Oh, okay.
So I can make a great bowl of cereal.
Gosh. Okay, wait. What's your go-to cereal?
Morning O's by Whole Foods.
The way that you were so quick with that was so great.
Because I'm very passionate about the cereal.
Yeah.
Morning O's with unsweetened almond milk.
I was just gonna say, what milk are we using?
Unsweetened almond milk, and a minimum of 2 different either berries and a banana.
Oh.
There has to be at least 2 different
fruits.
2 berries.
Wow.
In there,
So you like to mix it up. Okay.
But what I'm getting at is my wife is Ashley. She is a great cook. And
So you don't have to be.
I know, right?
Yeah, you don't
and
have to
I feel
be.
like a loser, but at the same time, anytime we try and work together in the kitchen,
she runs you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much.
I get that.
I end up screwing things up. But she's really into a lot of, well, this is kind of controversial now, but the Bon Appetit people, a lot of them which have left.
Yeah.
But they do a relatively good job still.
I agree.
I like a lot of their recipes.
Nice stuff. Yeah, and their recipes. Do you get into anything from them?
I've watched their videos. I like to see them do like when they make like store-bought things, like they'll do like, let's make Jolly Ranchers.
Oh,
and like that's cool
yeah.
because it's something I would never ever try to do. So I like to watch that just to see like the science behind a lot of things that they do. And they're so talented.
All the Claire Saffett stuff with
Oh,
like
yeah.
the
I want her
gourmet
cookbook.
makes. Yeah, her new cookbook looks really, really good. She was great. The one that we've been paying attention to a lot and pulling a lot of recipes from is the New York Times app, the NY Times app.
Okay, I get their
crazy,
their emails.
And to get into to be able to see all of them, you have to be like a subscriber. But it's like $2 a month and very, very worth it because I don't know. Do you ever? Do y'all like do Pinterest at all for recipes?
I will
I'm
sometimes.
pretty sure I've seen every single recipe on Pinterest already.
I search for, if I'm looking for something super specific,
Yeah.
I'll search on Pinterest. Mostly for baking because I need visuals and the pictures on Pinterest are very beautiful. So if you're like looking on Google, the top hits when you search for a recipe on Google are always gonna be from all recipes, which I just like don't trust it. Like I don't want to make something from all recipes, and so I like to go to Pinterest and like if it looks good there, and like I'll look at the recipe and see, okay, that checks out. Then I'll pick that. I'll pick it based on that.
I wonder who's behind all recipes.
There's always like 2,000
reviews.
The
The recipes all got together.
Pinterest. So I refuse to sign up for Pinterest.
You just look at it.
I get, you know how it inches up as you're looking at it. Like if you want to scroll down,
yes, and then it goes
the
away.
paywall keeps
so you
coming
have
up.
to
I'm
go.
like,
The first 3 have to be it for you.
It's
I've
so
been there.
frustrating.
But yeah, like I don't know. I can't ever find any new soups. I'm a huge soup
I was
person.
gonna say the times we've talked about cooking is like you asking me if certain soups are like worth it. Like, have you made this? Is it good? Like the Chrissy Teigen ones.
Yeah. It's like my favorite.
Yeah.
It's like
Have
my
you made any
favorite
big-
winter meal.
Big soups lately that you like?
Lately, no. I got into like turkey chili.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Because
Love
I'm
a chili.
eating healthy right now, so I don't have anything exciting
Let's
on the docket.
let's go to the blog. Let's go to the gram.
Yeah, look at that. Oh,
You've got
I just
a bunch
bumped
of
it.
really nice, healthy options.
Look at those
here.
cream puffs.
I know those are eggnog cream
Those
puffs.
are also very healthy, is what I understand.
See, what's crazy is I see this picture and I posted this. I was just telling you guys about my tumultuous journey on a plane a couple months ago. I posted this while I was like sitting in the airport miserable. So now I see it and I'm like, ugh, I think about it.
Oh, I love it. My grandmother used to make them, and
Yeah, cream puffs are fun. For some things that are fairly difficult, I'll post and highlight like a video. So like the cream puffs, I have a video up there.
Are these cream puffs? Do they involve any lamination?
No, they
Okay,
don't.
all right.
No, they're using
the one thing I've
shoe
not
dough.
tried.
Wow. Okay, I tried it. I think we did talk about
We
this.
did talk about some
I
lamination.
attempted croissants. Very beginning of quarantine. Beginning of quarantine, I was extremely ambitious. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And now, since I'm making things with purpose, like for the blog, I've kind of dropped off from making like fun and challenging things because I want everyone to be able to make it. And if I'm gonna cook, I want it to be something I can cook and like share with people.
Yeah,
And things
that makes
like
sense.
croissants are not relatable. Like no one is going. I will never do it again. They defeated me. They won. I'll never. It was like a 2-day process. I was devastated. Like I spent $20 on butter, and and it took so long. It was heartbreaking, and they beat me.
What
And-
is laminating?
I'll let
Okay.
Kayla
So
explain
laminating is when you're trying to incorporate the butter into the dough. So you know how croissants, they're fluffy and they have
Yeah.
layers?
Yeah.
You have to laminate the dough to create the layer. So like you'll roll out your piece of dough, you'll put the butter, which you have to put it like in plastic and bang it out to make it like a flat rectangle.
Mhm.
And then you fold the dough, roll it out, and you just keep folding and rolling. It's like a
All the while, you have to make sure that the butter doesn't melt.
yes.
The butter
And you
has to
have
stay
keep
cold enough to
folding
stay
and
layered.
rolling,
Yeah.
folding and rolling, and then you put it in the fridge. Then 4 hours later, you fold it and you roll it and fold it again, and it takes like a whole day just to fold it and roll it, and it's exhausting.
What did they end up the taste was off, the
They
texture was off?
didn't rise. They got weird. They didn't rise, and I know my mistake and I know what I did wrong, but I'm still like I'm
Yeah.
too scarred.
You're not over it yet.
I'm not over it yet.
You're still
'cause
grieving.
It
Yeah.
was.
You ever had a Queen Amman, Phil?
Oh,
I don't think that I
that's a
have.
GBBO dessert right there.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite pastry.
Where do you
Like,
get them? Like, where's
Um,
your favorite place to get that?
So, Cafe Nose at the
Oh,
South Commerce
they have
Hotel
great
has really good
pastries.
ones. And they occasionally pop up at like various restaurant brunch menus. You'll see them on the little pastry list. But if I see one, I'm ordering it. And you see all those little tiny little thin layers
Right.
like wrapped up in a
Lamination.
thing, and they just like
Lamination.
peel off. That's the lamination.
That's likely made with croissant dough, just
Yeah,
folded into a different way.
But I don't have this. The croissants, the lamination. I don't feel like I have the space for it. I feel like you need such
Yeah.
a big, like
it was-
clean, flat.
So professional
dough-
kitchens have
floured
rollers.
space.
It's like a machine where you put it in
It does
and
the-
it rolls it out for you.
Yeah.
It's called like a sheeter, and you put it in and it does it for you. And so then you just fold it up and then you put it in the fridge. Then you throw it through the sheeter. So if you have that, they're so easy. Like I saw some video going viral about making croissants, and everyone's like, "I'm gonna try this." I'm like, "Okay, do it." I'd love to see what happens because I watched YouTube videos for days before I even tried. I was like, I need to make sure I'm doing this right,
Yeah.
and I did so much research, and then I bombed it.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, while we're talking about dessert fails, for Super Bowl Sunday, I tried to make this tiramisu cake from Half Baked Harvest, which is
she's
which
great.
is another blog that I like.
She's phenomenal.
And it came out. Here's
Okay.
here's the crumb of my cake. It's way too dense. It
Okay.
was very dense.
Yeah, no. So I was listening to last week's episode where Barrett says, I think it's tiramisu is too hard, so I'm gonna make a cake. And my jaw dropped. I think I was brushing my teeth when I heard that, and I was like, no, because cakes are difficult. Tiramisu is just simply layering.
Yeah.
So it looks like you didn't cream your butter long enough.
Okay.
When it comes to
Damn it.
I figured it was
Barrett.
something to do with the butter. I left it out for 2.5 hours, and then when I creamed the butter, I still got cold crumbles.
Okay,
Do you know
so
what I mean?
the butter, since it's winter, if you leave it out overnight, it's not going to be soft enough. The way that I temper my butter is like I forgot where I learned this trick. You put it in the microwave. You do 5 seconds per side of the stick.
Okay.
And it gets it perfectly soft.
Gotcha.
Because if you just put it in, for 10 seconds, it's going to melt because it's not evenly, the heat's not being evenly distributed, so the middle will melt. So you just turn it 5 seconds, turn it, 5 seconds, turn it. Yeah, you have to cream the butter for so long that it like turns white and gets super fluffy.
Okay.
With the sugar, you cream them together.
Yeah, I'm not really. It's been a while since I attempted a
Is
cake.
that the frosting
so
on the top?
It's the frosting on the top.
Okay.
And the frosting, I think
She's so disappointed.
Well, no, because the angle, I'm like, I can't tell if that's like.
let me see if I have. I didn't. This cake didn't warrant like a full
okay.
pretty picture. But
So it was a 1-layer cake?
It was a 1-layer cake. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And
In a round pan?
in a round cake cake tin.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
We call those snacking cakes.
snacking cakes.
Yes.
Can you hear the disappointment in her voice, Randy?
No, I'm honestly proud. If this is your first time, did you use a stand mixer?
I don't
or
have a
hand
stand mixer. A hand mixer.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got it. Then you got to
And
cream it until your arm
my
hurts.
icing was actually really good. It's a
The frosting looks
mascarpone
good.
icing, which I actually think I creamed a little too long.
Okay.
Because it was looking like really soft
Loose?
and I wanted it. Yeah, it was looking a little loose, and so I kept going.
Okay.
But then I got past stiff peaks, I think, and so it looks a little cheesy.
I'll tell you what.
But it tasted good.
If you would have not given me all the negative reviews on this cake,
looks
looking at it, I'd be like,
good.
oh, that looks good.
So the one thing that I did, we've eaten half of it, so
Yeah.
it wasn't awful. Well, the one thing that I did figure out is you gotta pull this cake out of the fridge like an hour before you want to eat a slice and let it come back down
You
closer
should
to
never
room
eat
temperature.
cold cake. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's much better.
So many rules.
But
Yeah,
as
cake
as,
is finicky.
as Paul Hollywood on the Great British Bake Off would say, my flavors are all there, but the texture, it's all wrong. It's all wrong.
Oh my god, that accent's great. I hear him saying that in my brain. Your flavors are there.
Your flavors
No,
are there.
it looks like you did a decent job, honestly. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
A lot of
That makes me
people
feel better.
can't pull off a cake. A cake is hard. Cakes are something I've gotten better at within the last year. I've been doing them like
You have done
business
miraculous cakes.
I've
like
been
stuff that's
selling-
Bring it
really,
back
really
up. I
impressive.
wanna look
I,
at-
I
I
haven't posted a lot of my cakes on Bitchin Chef just because
Oh, that salad looks good.
a lot of my cakes I'm selling them. Like a lot of people have come to me to like just make cakes for like
you've
baby
done
showers
custom
or
cakes where I've been
I
like,
do a
you
lot
need
of
to go on
custom
Great
cakes.
British Bake Off.
If I were
Look at that
British enough, that's eclair cake. You could do that so easily. It's like tiramisu.
Whoa, that looks really good.
It's like Boston cream pie.
Don't you think it's about time we had an American on Great
Right.
British
Well,
Bake
they
Off?
tried to do.
Let's mix it up a
They
little bit. Let's
tried that
throw an
American
expat
Bake
in
Off,
there.
and then Paul Hollywood had an affair with the married judge, and then it just went to shit. You haven't read all this drama.
With the what judge?
So they had
American
an
judge.
American like Great American Bake Off. They tried to do it here.
Oh, really?
And Paul Hollywood was a judge, and then there was another judge on the show who was like a married like personality. I don't remember who she was, and
Oh,
they had
no.
like an affair.
Oh,
Yeah,
He's pretty sexy.
is he?
those baby blues.
So is that cold? You serve that cold?
That's called eclair cake. So you just make the cream filling, which is I use a pudding mix, and I add like a bunch of other stuff, and then you layer with graham crackers, and then you pour like a chocolate frosting over it, and then you put it in the fridge for like a day, and then the graham crackers like soak up all that pudding, and then it's like you slice it. And, sorry, bumped my mic, but no, it's delicious.
My mom makes a great Boston cream pie.
That's what it tastes just like a Boston cream pie.
You've got a mix here. A lot of baking, a lot of cooking. Do you
Yes.
prefer one over the other?
I started out as a baker. So I worked in a cupcake bakery in college for almost 2 years where I learned a lot about like cake decorating and all that stuff. I couldn't eat cupcakes for years after that, but
Ooh, what's up on that PBJ?
I add granola to my PB&J just for like a little extra something.
That looks great.
I got that idea at a gas station.
Really?
I was on my way to the lake and starving, and I went in and I grabbed a PB&J and didn't know it had granola, and I was like, what a game changer.
Huh.
It gives
That's
it
great.
just like some texture.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
Better than like a crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah. And if you let it sit for a little bit too, like it gets a little softer, but it's so good.
Ashley has gotten me doing my PBJs. I've taken out the J. And
Just peanut butter?
peanut butter, honey, and a
Okay.
little salt on top.
Oh.
It's really good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about no bee on there? No banana?
Ooh.
No bee.
What is
PBHS.
I want the jelly. I like
I
this
like
granola.
the jelly too.
I like
You
the
do.
granola.
The granola
idea, too.
it's a game changer.
Okay, so now that you're doing both though, if you had to go on one of the shows, Top Chef or Great British Bake Off, which one
now
are you going
see,
on?
that is such a tough choice because mostly I would like to go on the one I think I could win. There's no way I'm winning Top Chef.
Okay, that's
Mostly
fair.
because of my palate. I think there's some things I just won't eat, and some things that I don't like. So I think that would be really hard for me to succeed. Like I'm not going to eat octopus, so I don't know how to cook it. And like I don't know a lot about seafood. Like I can cook like fish and shrimp and stuff, but you toss in anything more extreme than that and I'm out of my element. So I think GBBO is something
GBBO.
And I've wanted to
GBBO,
do a technical challenge so bad. Like I tried finding like a fake one online.
Okay.
You can find the recipe, but you can't find a technical challenge where it's the same instructions.
Oh,
because
right,
I
right,
want
right.
it to be just as I want to try the one where it's just like put everything in a bowl and mix, bake and they don't tell you how long or what degree. I want to do that kind.
I would like to know how those technical challenges would go if there weren't several of them in the tent, because don't you get the feeling that they all are just like looking at one another?
They're like, okay, well, they're putting theirs in now. Okay, I'm gonna put mine in.
Yeah. Like I feel like you should have to be more siloed for the tech challenges.
Yeah, I also want to do it like I want to full on do one with the timing as well. Like I want it to be like you have an hour to make this, so then it's like way more real. But I really want to do one.
Yeah,
that sounds like good content for your blog. You can make one up.
I know I've looked into that. I have a cookbook.
You need somebody else to like. You need like a fellow.
Someone standing there watching me, judging
like
me.
a fellow, chef to set one up for you, and then you can set one up.
Because the thing is, like I would have to remove the directions myself to make it even doable, and then I would remember. No one I know really is as big of a baker as I am to be able to do that.
Well, you got Barrett here.
I'm gonna. Now the wheels are turning. I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to think about a technical challenge. I'm gonna make you do the tiramisu cake with technical challenge style.
Oh, for sure. Just take out all the necessary steps. I can make a cake in my sleep.
Woo! Tell us about. We were talking before we got on air about the tiramisu you do with the.
Oh yeah.
cookies.
Okay, so I got this idea from Ina Garten, and she does a tiramisu with chocolate chip cookies, the Tate's chocolate chip cookies, and instead of the lady fingers, you layer the chocolate chip cookies down, and then you make it in a springform pan. So then you just release it, and then it stays, and it is so good.
That sounds lovely.
That does sound good.
It's called the mocha icebox cake. If you want to Google it, it's easy.
Y'all prefer a chewy cookie or a crispy cookie?
It really depends. I like
chocolate
both.
chip.
Both.
I do too.
I like it. It needs a little of both.
Damn it.
That's the real answer. Trick question.
My ideal cookie is crispy on the ends.
Exactly.
The outside and the
Yes.
middle is
Soft in the
soft.
middle,
That's
yeah.
one thing I was like trying to figure out. Like my goal of like quarantine was like I want to make the best chocolate chip cookie. But then there's so many factors that go into chocolate chip cookies. Like
see, I don't like a real huge like thick.
Okay, the
chocolate
Levant Bakery in New York has incredible. They're like mounds, but they're different. It doesn't. I can't explain it. It's like not a typical chocolate chip cookie, but
you should try those out of the
good.
freezer.
Did you end up trying them?
They're
From
really
Central
good.
Market?
Yes.
Oh, they're so good.
You just pull them out of the freezer too and throw them in the oven for like 5 minutes, and they're pretty damn good. I mean, for like a quick.
Yeah, it's like a big mound
like
of a
that.
cookie, but it's not even like a cookie. I don't know what it would even be.
It's light.
Yeah, and it's heavy.
Oh.
It's like a big cookie. I had to carry a box of like 6 of those around New York when I was there last year, and I was like, oh my God, this thing weighs 2 pounds. They're delicious though.
Speaking of cookies, I need you guys to give me your top 2 Girl Scout cookies.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Are we using the old names or like?
So it's not
Did
old
they
names
change
versus
the
new
names?
names. It's regional.
I get
Because
so
they come
mad when I
from-
grab a box that says like peanut butter patties.
They
I'm
come
like,
from
no.
2 different factories. That's the thing. And the
Interesting.
factories have slightly different recipes, and therefore call them 2 different things. So that's why you get Samoas versus caramel delights and peanut butter
Okay.
patties versus was it tagalongs?
I'm gonna go tagalongs is my number one,
Okay.
which is a little. That's recent change. They're just so good. They are so good.
So are you a Girl Scout cookie guy?
I'm not.
This
but
is torture because I've been trying to get some lately just to like keep until I can eat them. But I know if I buy them, I will eat them. So it's been tough.
Well, it was
time.
tough for me because a little girl came around, the neighborhood with
You
her
can't say no.
dad.
Take my
no,
credit
I could
card.
not say no, but she
Take
was
my
sold
credit
out
card.
of my top 2 Thin Mints and
Thin Mints.
shortbreads.
Oh,
Beat
you
it,
like
kid.
No, those are called trefoils.
Yeah, see,
Trefoils.
I've always gotten
I was
shortbreads.
a Girl Scout growing up, and those are my favorite.
No, I had to settle for lemonades.
Oh, see, I really like the s'mores too, but the s'mores ones that are covered in the chocolate, they make 2 different kinds.
Okay.
And they're the ones that are square, and they're like graham cracker with the marshmallow, and they're covered in chocolate. And those are the ones that I was looking online to order some, and those are going out after this year. So I was like, shit, I need to order like
Better
6
stock
boxes.
up. I think they last for like 5 years.
Yeah, put them in the freezer. And
Yeah.
I think my number 2 after tagalongs will probably be Samoas, just because of that. They're so nostalgic for me as a Girl Scout.
Samoas / caramel delights used to be my favorite. They read too sweet to me now.
Yeah, you can't have very many of them. Back when I was in an office, we would always have the cookies. Like someone would buy a bunch and leave them, and we would make like sampler platters. Like I'd go in and grab like a couple of each. There was like charcuterie Girl Scout cookie style.
I think I like
that's a funfetti cheesecake there.
the Thin Mints are okay. I mean, they're good, but I'm so lame. I like a shortbread.
Yeah.
And I do like the peanut butter sandwich.
The shortbread is criminally
Do you
underrated.
like the Do-si-dos or the tag-alongs? The Do-si-dos are like the ones that are like a sandwich.
That.
The tag-alongs are the ones covered in chocolate.
Oh, shit. No. I like that.
The tag-alongs,
Yeah.
they're so good. They're like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Uh-huh. And you're right. The
delicious.
shortbread is underrated.
It is.
Yeah, nobody ever says shortbreads, but
the
they're so
Lorna
good.
Dunes shortbread
Oh,
tastes
yeah.
just like them.
Yeah.
That's fair.
See, I like a
If you
Lorna
need-
Probably the most
if you need a
replicable
fix,
flavor.
you
Yeah,
could get
yeah,
Lorna
that's a good point.
Because the
That's a
first
good
time
point.
I ever tried those little 100 calorie pack,
Lorna
remember
Dunes,
those
yeah,
like from like lunches?
Mhm.
I was like, these taste just like Girl Scout cookies.
Kayla, one more question here for food
Yeah.
for food stuff, cooking stuff. Unless Phil has anything else he wants to add, what is like the ideal thing for a guy to cook for you?
I don't know. I don't
a
think
great
I would
question.
trust that.
Nothing. Not a damn thing.
No, yeah. I mean,
Like,
if-
would you say okay? Do you want to be, if a guy's cooking for a girl? Do you want like, does
I
it
would
all come
wanna-
down to flavor, or do you want to kind of be wowed by some type of technique? Like, should you just cook pasta?
I
basically?
feel like steak is the answer
Or
here.
steak?
Because
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't cook a good steak. And I feel like the best steak that I've ever had is my dad makes it. And so I feel like a man should cook a steak.
Okay, all right.
Man.
Grill a steak or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like I feel like if I'm off for the night not cooking, like I want someone to make me a steak.
Okay.
It's a delicacy. to
I
me.
tried that recently.
Did you try to make a steak?
I fucked it up. So
I've
we don't
never
have
tried
a
a fillet.
We don't have a
before.
grill, and I rarely eat meat to begin with, and so I was like, let's do. We had a nice bottle of red.
Yeah.
I'll get the a New York strip. I was like, this is so easy. I know I've done a steak.
Plot twist.
I-
Had favor on speed dial.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it was just not right.
See, I've tried like a skirt steak or like a flank steak,
yeah.
but it just never tastes like it does like when you go and get fajitas. Like
know.
I just can't get it right. I can't do it.
The key here is that you absolutely need like a real grill.
Yeah.
I agree.
right.
It's got to come off a grill.
I
And
agree.
It's not necessarily what I would think of like oh, I've got a date coming over, like gonna do something wowing, like I'm gonna do a steak. But you are right. When I do cook I probably buy like a nice New York strip or prime or something prime. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Prime rib?
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know much about meat cuts.
But it is always a hit, and it's like
Okay.
and it's the best thing to like open up a big fancy bottle of red with
Yeah.
as well. So it's
Yeah.
it's a good one.
I'm going to go steak. My brother uses a sous vide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was explaining it to me, like he leaves it in there, then he takes it out and then like grills like a few seconds on each side just to give it like the crispiness.
Yep.
Because to me, a steak, the part of a steak that I love is the crispiness on the
Yeah.
outside. I want the peppercorns.
Yeah,
Like I want
yeah.
that, and I feel like a sous vide, you don't
Right.
really get that.
Yeah.
I want it right off.
I've
the
never had a
grill.
sous vide steak.
I haven't
Me
either,
either.
but it just doesn't. I feel like the seasoning is lost.
Yeah. It has to be.
You ever had anything out of an air fryer?
Oh
No.
yeah.
You have an air fryer?
No, I do not.
Oh
you?
yeah. No, I don't have one. But I've had like chicken breast in there.
Really?
Sweet potato fries frozen.
Apparently, it's just an oven.
It's it's like a convection oven almost,
Yeah.
just blowing hot air
Yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just tiny. That's
yeah,
what it
and
is.
it makes
It's a-
everything like the fries are crispier. Like
Uh-huh.
when you bake fries in the oven, they're still kind of soggy on some sides,
Mm-hmm.
but with the air fryer, they're crispy all around. And it's good to like heat up fries.
Okay,
I've
yeah,
heard
yeah.
that heating pizza in there is really good because it makes the crust crispy again.
So, last thing that I had that just popped into brain. On some of these really high-end homes that I've been showing, they have steam ovens.
I don't even
You
know
know-
what that is.
damn it.
I know what a
I don't know what it is
convection
either.
oven is. I've never
a
heard
steam
of a
oven.
steam oven.
We'll come back to it. But
That- I've
it's
never
like
heard
a
of
huge.
that.
They put it on all of the descriptions of the the kitchens. It's supposed to be some incredible tool. I was hoping you knew more.
No,
about
I've
that.
never heard of that.
Well,
Well, neither have I.
Convection oven
Speaking of
is-
steam and wealthy people's houses, though, what I would like in my $17 million house that you can sell me eventually, Phil.
Sure. Yeah.
Is have you seen the little steam closets?
No.
Where you put your
What?
clothes.
And you just like flip a switch
you
and
put
it
your
just
clothes
steams
and it just
everything?
like boom, steams out whatever you want
Wow.
steamed.
Wow.
That's cool.
Now
That's
what I'm talking about.
That is crazy. I hate steaming things. I hate it.
It is better than ironing things.
I don't iron anything. I steam. I have a steamer. I don't own an iron. I steam everything, and
You
I
could
hate
do
it.
this. Go buy. You have the clothing racks. I know you do. The pop-up.
I know.
Right.
Whenever I saw Barrett teaching everyone how to dry clothes, I replied and I was like, so I shouldn't be hanging my stuff over my doors because like that's what I do. I'll wash like 15 pairs of leggings and then just throw them over my doors.
I do
how
the
they
same
dry.
thing.
And the shower.
Yeah.
rod. That's how they dry.
Get yourself some sort of tent.
Mm-hmm.
Either they have those outdoor. It's a camping.
Where am I going to put this tent?
This
Phil?
seems
The
a
backyard.
little intense. This seems.
I'm gonna create a steaming tent in the backyard.
Wheel your. I know you have a steamer.
I feel like that sounds good in theory if you were doing like a fashion shoot and you needed
Yeah,
to
yeah,
steam
a
a lot,
lot
of
of
stuff.
stuff.
But just like in his everyday life, he should not be taking a tent in
Pop
his
up a teepee
backyard.
in the backyard.
Yeah.
It's like it's got that thing.
I'm going over to Barrett's for a steam.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm very confused by the steam oven. But it
now-
Yeah,
sounds
I'll look into
interesting.
Now I'm just thinking of our friends whose neighbors have a sweat lodge in their backyard.
Oh man, that's
like
intense.
a sauna.
No, he builds a sweat lodge like once a month.
What's the difference between a sweat lodge and a sauna?
The sweat lodge will likely kill you.
No. Oh no.
It's
And it's makeshift, right?
Is it
yeah,
wooden
yeah.
at
It's
least?
not like a.
there is a fire that they build in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
And then have some sort of structure around it to where you can pile on like big,
Towels
big,
and
thick blankets,
blankets,
and towels,
yes.
and like to create a dome to hold the heat in.
I can't believe it's made with an open flame.
With an open flame,
Like,
and so
I'm
everybody
very
just
scared.
cruises on in, and it's supposed to be they do it. Allegedly, there's never been an incident next door to
Yet?
yeah.
That you catch one of those blankets on fire and
Uh-huh.
everyone's toast.
Well, there was that
the
famous
whole neighborhood's
Sweat
down.
lodge in whatever. Where was that? That
I don't even know.
killed a
what
bunch
that
of people years ago.
I didn't hear about that one. It was a
Rated
good
it.
one.
Fact check. Sweat lodge
It was a
killing.
sweat lodge that they were encouraging you not to leave if you started feeling bad.
Oh,
They said no.
Let
this
it all
is
out.
part of the process. You're
Toxins,
detoxing,
you know.
and
Mhm.
then you're
this
done.
sounds like some DMT shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This for some reason this is reminding me of that. What is that festival? Burning Man.
Burning
like
Man,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
thinking
yeah.
of. The
There's
people
probably
that
some
go
sweat
to
lodges at
sweat
Burning Man, yeah,
lodges are
yeah.
into Burning Man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I can't. Oh, steaming to sweat lodges.
How did we even get onto this? We're to steam oven.
Steam oven.
Okay, here it
to
is. So
steaming clothes to sweat lodges.
to now killing yourself. 50 people participated in October 2009 in
Where
a
was
sweat
this?
lodge in Sedona,
Oh,
Arizona.
I was gonna guess it
home
was
of the sweat lodge.
Part of the part of Ray's 5-day spiritual warrior seminar near
People
Sedona.
were- people were definitely
warrior.
doing ayahuasca
This was
tea here.
definitely
Yeah.
very Burning Man.
3 people died.
Yeah.
Self-help guru
I missed
convicted of
that.
sweat
Missed
lodge
that one.
deaths. So that's the thing. When you contact the guru, don't go for the sweat lodge.
No. I will
Um,
not be participating.
Okay, I don't have a good segue here, but I want to talk about TikTok because Phil, are you?
Okay, I am all in on TikTok.
Ah,
I've learned so much.
I don't know a damn thing. I like hearing about it though. Let's
Well,
just talk.
have you heard about the recent culture war that's happening on
the
on
thing
TikTok?
about TikTok is I need all of these teens to remember who got them here. You know, millennials, we paved the way for them on social media, and now they're just shredding us.
So, Phil, what the Gen Zers are doing on TikTok right now, they are coming after millennial women in particular, for their skinny jeans and to a lesser degree their side parts.
Okay, well, I haven't had a side part since
Wow.
I was in high school.
So, Kayla, you're
I'm a
already
middle-
you're already rocking the middle part.
I've been a middle parter
So,
since, college.
okay.
So lay off.
Get off of
Gen
me.
Z.
But
Yeah.
they
Skinny jeans.
there's basically all sorts of little short little
just coming at us,
fun
like making
videos.
fun of us for
you
skinny
know how they do all their
jeans.
little memes and stuff,
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
it'd be like, what would you rather do, die in 30 seconds or wear skinny jeans? And it's like, die in 30 seconds.
Okay,
Boom,
I
roasted
got 'em.
joke.
Okay, my
Got it,
feelings
yes.
towards skinny jeans. I am wearing a wider leg today with the raw hem.
Okay.
Big. I'm into these jeans mainly because I've become a sneaker girl. And so I think sneakers look the best with these types of jeans.
Yeah, you got on the geese today. We're a geese podcast.
Oh, thank you. Because I get made fun of a lot for my geese. I am a big geese gal.
Geese gal.
I have one pair that are just covered in glitter that I can't. I've kind of retired them a bit. They're a lot.
Ashley has something like that.
They're super glittery, and my cousin calls them my JoJo Siwa shoes. And so I get embarrassed
That's
to
a good
wear
burn,
them.
and that would also make
it's
me
such a good
refrain
burn
from.
So now I have like more just white ones with a little bit of glitter. But anywho, so skinny jeans have a purpose. I think if you're wearing like a good heel or like a high, like a boot, like an over the knee boot. I don't like skinny jeans and sneakers though. That's not something that I'm into.
Ultra skinny jeans.
Oh yeah, on women, guys can pull it off, but on women, I don't love it. I think skinny jeans look better with like an ankle boot or a heel. Granted, I feel like the last person that should be talking fashion, considering I've lived in sweatpants and athleisure for the last year.
So how has the pandemic, like, I feel like I know you pretty well. Like you like to get dressed up and go out and shop and post great grams and
thanks.
you know what
I haven't posted a great gram in quite a bit.
Right? And so this is something that we're all kind of desperately missing. I feel like is the opportunity to go out and see our friends and go to dinners and go to bars and and
wear clothes,
get dressed up and wear cool clothes and like all this. And I know for it's kind of been a year where you are determining whether shopping is like something that is like a true hobby and a collection, or whether it's all function. Like I talked to a couple of friends this past weekend who have bought like a guy and a girl, husband, wife. They bought like 2 things each this entire year. At the
beginning of quarantine, things were showing up every day, and I'm like, when did I bought these Nikes that are like pink and holographic with it's like a leopard on the inside. They're like the most insane things. I feel like I bought them in like a fever dream, because then they showed up and I was like, what are these? Like, why did I get them? They're really cool though. I think I don't know the style. I know they're like a little higher, like a Thea's Air Max. They're Air Max.
Oh yeah.
They're Air Max, and they're like pink, white, and like silver metallic with interior leopard print. And that was like my first crazy thing that I bought.
But have you been like?
Oh yeah.
Are you shopping for stuff for later?
Honestly, I have bought a few things that like beginning of quarantine, I shop at a local boutique here called Beehive. I'm a big.
Shouts to Beehive.
I'm a huge Beehive girl. And so in the beginning of the pandemic, I really wanted to support them. So I went on their website and I ordered a bunch of stuff. And then I bought all of this, a few things. I was like, oh, this will be cute for work soon, or this will be good for like my birthday. I was very naive with it, thinking it would be just a couple more weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And so I bought all this stuff that has
months.
just been in my closet. I'm like, oh, this will be great for when I go to Europe later this year. Yeah. Plot twist.
Did you have a Europe trip planned?
Yes.
You had to cancel it?
I hadn't booked it.
Okay.
But it was in the...
It's conceptualized.
I had a whole itinerary plan and everything. I was just waiting, because then everything was happening and I didn't want to book it. And then it was supposed to be September. Here we are. But yeah, I was buying all this stuff mentally from my vacations I was going on.
Okay.
Let me think. Yeah, I bought a lot of things from my hypothetical vacation that are now just like hanging out. I did buy a bunch of regular clothes, but my athleisure collection has tripled, maybe quadrupled. Like my leggings, I have every shade, pattern you can think of. Lots of comfy clothes. I got into Skims, Kim Kardashian's line. Just the fuzzy pants are incredible. Hoodies. There's some sweatshirts I'm into.
Yeah, if I do not leave the house on a regular typical day, like it is very much sweats, hoodies, like very, very lazy stuff. But I've been trying to make an effort where, like, if I am going out to do a podcast or even to go to the grocery store or to do this or to do that, try to put on like real clothes and like look good, even though I'm going to be out for 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and like nobody's going to even see my face.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been interesting how people have like had different approaches, whether have just completely like eliminated spending on this type of
mine increased
frivolous style
I
stuff.
was shopping more.
Or if you're just like still kind of like at it. And I mean, it's for a lot of us, it's either a hobby or like a form of therapy or
it's therapy. I love clothes. I'm a very trendy person too. Like I like to be on trend. So if I'm seeing stuff that I'm like, oh, well, I need that. And then by the time I'm going to get to wear it, it's over.
So you have to be purging constantly too, right?
Yeah. I don't mind. Like, fast fashion is one of those things that, like, you can't escape. Like, I use it for a lot of things. Like, if I need something that I'm only going to wear maybe once or twice, I'll just buy a really cheap version of it. But there's a lot of things that I consider, like jeans. I'm not going to buy a cheap pair of jeans. Like, I've done it before. You get to wear them like 3 times and then they're stretched or they're ripped. Like, something happens. But when it comes to just like tops and things that are like more trendy, I don't mind spending like a lot less on them and getting more of them. But no, I do a lot of, I've tried Poshmark, but it's a kind of exhausting. Like, it's just, I don't have a printer. So trying to get this label is like so stressful. And it's hard to keep up with it. And then, of course, everyone's purging right now. So going to like Buffalo Exchange or like Plato's Closet, I'll take 6 bags of clothes that are really nice, some with tags on, and I'll get $5. They're like, we took one thing and it's some hideous thing from like Forever 21. I'm like, why is that what you chose?
Those places are really, really rough for women's clothes.
It's depressing.
I feel like I'm like one of very few guys bing in good
stuff.
stuff.
I bet you make good money
so I
and
usually
stuff like that.
Get a decent, something decent, like not a great return, but I can feel good about it. But Laura has the same like experience where she'll bring in 2 boxes full of stuff that was it's all from like
barely used, nice brands,
decent places, nice brands. It's from Revolve or Reformation or like wherever. And it's like they pass on almost all
everything.
Of it. Yeah,
it's
and
wild.
I don't understand what they're looking for.
Then I walk around the store, and that just makes it worse. I'm like, really? This Target shirt is better than like my nice Revolve outfit that I paid a lot of money for?
Yeah.
So what I do where I don't feel bad is like I take all my stuff to the Austin Pets Alive thrift because then I don't feel so bad about it because I know it's going towards a good cause. Like, I don't want to go to Goodwill. Like, I just, but taking it, or like, when I lived in Dallas, I took stuff to like the women's center. I would feel better about that. I don't mind getting rid of stuff that was expensive because some stuff I'm like, ugh, these were expensive. I don't want to give them away, but then I don't want to wear it either. So
does Buffalo Exchange hold you hostage while you're doing the?
I hate when they hold you hostage.
No, so Buffalo, it's why I prefer Buffalo to Plato's Closet.
Plato's Closet hold you hostage now.
Because those places will just like, will take all your stuff and then they'll be like, okay, we'll call you back in an hour.
Good.
And they're like, okay, we are going to offer you
$12
for these 19 things that we took or whatever. Buffalo sits there and prices
they
out your
go
item.
through it while you're standing there, and it's kind of demeaning. Like, you're like, oh, yeah,
the last time that I went to Buffalo, which was just a couple weeks ago, they wanted to put, like, there was a nice pair of boots that I was attempting to sell, and they told me that they were going to do them at like $32, which would make me $10 or whatever, and I was like, no, I'll keep those.
Yeah, I've
definitely done that before. I'm like, no, you can put that one back.
Yeah, consignment places are good, like where you don't get money until it sells.
Right.
If it's like a quality item, like I've taken like nice pairs of designer shoes and things like of that nature, and that sells good. I mean, you still make like
nothing,
$25, but
is that what Buffalo Exchange does?
What?
No, they give you money right there.
Okay.
There's some places, I think it just closed actually. It was called Rags.
Yeah, it did.
Rags, I took a bunch of stuff there, like some higher end things, and you only get money once it sells.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't bad. But then they closed, so I had to go get all my stuff.
So beyond the
I almost wore a sweater just like that one in the middle.
The pink one?
Yeah.
We've got if you're watching, by the way, if you want to see the stuff that we're talking about on screen, check out youtube.com/washmedia, and you can just watch this whole thing and get the full visuals.
I want to think I would look really good in the first outfit, but like I would not.
Look at those jeans are weird looking.
They're so big. Well, I just don't have the body type for that. I'm like, ooh.
For this one right here?
Yeah.
But I think you do. You're tall.
I don't. I know, but I have really wide hips.
Like,
and so those kinds of pants like just do not look good on me.
I just for Ashley, who's small, petite, has she been able to find that? That's where I feel like it's the skinny jeans versus the straighter legs that all the Gen Zers like the high
stuff
rise,
like that would swallow her.
Yeah, if you're 5'2", like Ashley or Laura, like
it's hard.
It's really hard, to wear a jean that's not a skinny jean that's flattering. That
or you
suits
probably
a body.
are paying an arm and a leg and tailoring.
Right. Yeah. Right. So
that's what I like to do.
Yeah, I have a hard time finding jeans in general that fit me just because every time I say this, people are like, "Oh, what a problem you have." I have like wide hips and like a big butt, and then my waist is smaller. So like if I try on like a certain pair, they'll fit me around the waist, but then they won't. Like it's just hard to find things.
Yeah.
Like, I can pull it over my hips, but then it's so big up top. So finding jeans that fit in general are very difficult.
Are there any other women's trends happening out there right now that you either love or hate?
Okay, I'm really over this, like the long athletic shorts vibe, like
The
Me?
biker
the
shorts.
biker shorts, because
Man.
it looks good on Kendall Jenner, okay, but the people I'm seeing doing
who I was
it do
picturing
not
wearing
look
them.
good in it, and I'm seeing too much of it.
I've seen some really attractive girls and women. Let me preface that. I've seen some really attractive women in these, and it's still. I'm just like that. I don't like it.
I
Just wear.
hate
I would
it.
rather the full length yoga pant.
I see too many
Or just like
people
even shorter,
that-
like a volleyball
Yeah.
short.
Oh my god! So I bought some shorts in the beginning of the pandemic. I was like, it's too hot to like wear leggings. I'm gonna go running in shorts. I bought these shorts not knowing like how like the sizing works. They're like underwear. I'm like, I can't wear these in public. Like they need to like better visuals on those spandex shorts. But I don't love the biker shorts. I thought that would end, but it has not. One thing I'm into, obviously, is sneakers. I wear sneakers everywhere. It's just so much easier. I hate wearing heels. I hate wearing anything uncomfortable. I just want to wear heels.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head trend-wise. Let me see.
While you're thinking, a steam oven is. It does it all.
It does it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can steam
I've never
a tray
needed
of vegetables in there.
Oh, okay.
And you can cook, anything, and it will do what a sous vide would do. It adds steam and
that
heat.
just seems too
and
difficult. I want a regular oven.
It gets
I would
plumbed
love
directly into the water. It's a full deal.
My dream kitchen would have, ideally, a regular oven and a convection oven. Convection ovens are better for baking just because the air circulation, but I'm way more comfortable with a regular oven. And I would love double ovens. That's like, a dream.
Well, this one, you can start with this one. It's $5,700.
Thanks. I'll call my apartment so we
Yeah.
can swap it out. Okay, wait. What are some other girls' trends? You've named some for me. We'll do like rapid fire. I do like a two-piece set. That's kind of
I like that.
Oh, the silk skirts with the sweaters. I just started getting into that.
Okay.
I'm probably way at the bottom. Like, it's probably fading soon. But I just could never find a skirt that fit me. And now that I have a couple, I like wearing those with like a chunky sweater. That's nice.
I mean, I really like my favorite. I always feel weird talking about women's because typically my favorite women's trends are the ones that
Everyone else
emulate or
hates.
pull from menswear the most.
Oh, okay. Like
And so,
I like the matching blazers and short sets. I do like those a lot. Blazers are having a good moment, but
Yeah,
I don't have anywhere to wear one too.
But so I've always like you mentioned sneakers. I like sneakers. I like I like the bomber jacket styles. Or like Stag's sister store, Daughters, that carries like a lot of stuff that leans like almost like very Japanese.
Okay.
Is all really cool. Anything else?
The one thing I hate, actually, now that
Phil?
we're on this topic, that has come back are like overly ripped jeans. Like, these were cool when I was in high school. And so, like, the ones that are ripped, like, showing, like, your whole thighs.
Yeah,
it's like, what? No. I like a nice rip at the knee or, like, a couple spread. But, like, the giant ones where, like, your whole leg is exposed. That does not make sense to me.
Barrett called this at the very beginning of the Club Cool podcast back in the day, the blowout knees.
It never lasts.
They
It
never
never
last,
lasts.
yeah. No,
It always comes in and out.
And I still have some. And I will wear them again one
Wow.
day.
I have like the Abercrombie ones that were like super flared.
I'm not talking about like the rip all the way
Oh,
up.
see,
Just the knee,
I
just
have the knees, and
Yeah.
those are always ones I wear around my dad, and he's like, "Hope you didn't pay money for those." with holes
That's a
in them."
classic dad
Classic
comment.
dad
Yeah.
line. I have a couple still like that I do like, but I don't like the overdone rips.
Yeah.
with holes in them.
I feel like right now, like distress. It's subtle distressing is what
Yeah.
is
Raw
more in.
hems.
a raw hem or like a cut edge on a sweater or a t-shirt or even like Golden Goose, which is like hand distressed but not doesn't have giant
I just
holes
remembered
in it.
something I hate.
So it's just like it's the smaller kind of little little instances of distressing that are
Okay. A trend that I
better.
absolutely cannot stand are the square-toed sandals.
What do those look like?
Those started, I think, Bottega Veneta, if I'm saying that right. I think they started it.
I don't even know what that looks like.
And now they are everywhere, and I just think they are so hideous. They're square-toed, like sandals, like open toe.
I think you're talking about like this.
Not necessarily.
I don't like those.
I don't like those either. I have one pair that I bought that I did not know were square toe. I got them like on super. Okay, maybe like Kim Kardashian. I feel like is who they're like kitten heel. Like
Ew.
I think those black ones with the thick those. That is like
That's no bueno.
what everyone is wearing. Like all like the TikTok girls.
Okay.
I hate them.
Square
TikTok
square
The
toes are weird.
Kardashians too. I don't like the square toe.
One thing you mentioned blazers, but one thing that's coming back for men and women right now that I really like is the leather blazer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And then
think I've seen
another
that.
one that I like is now that I'm thinking about it, and again, this is like kind of pulling over from men's here, but I've seen women in loafers with socks,
I like that.
which I
I
think is
really
is
wanted
cool
a Gucci
too.
Princeton loafer for a very long time, and
Yep.
I was going to buy myself some like to wear to work. But like now that I'm not going to work, I don't
Not
like
gonna
the ones with fur. I like the slip-on,
Yep.
just like the gold and black ones.
Yep.
I know a girl that has like some really fun printed ones, but like I'm all about like investment pieces. If I'm spending a lot of money,
Yeah, totally.
I do like fun and colorful stuff. But I like that.
Mhm.
Let's see if there's. I can't find this one. Just came to me,
Oh.
so I can't remember where I was looking at better pictures of it. But I mean, basically, if like Hailey Bieber is wearing it, I'm typically into it.
You're into it.
Yeah.
She has great style,
Yeah.
but she also has like the perfect body to wear. She can pull off anything because she has a great body.
Yeah, which is always that's the hard thing about it, right?
Yeah, see,
like,
what's so-
same thing with the biker shorts. Like, of course, like you said, Kendall Jenner.
They
looks
look great in
it.
them, but but the average person, you look like an idiot.
She doesn't even look good in them. I don't think.
But
I
it's
think
like-
it creates a weird.
There's really
silhouette.
no place to wear that I think is acceptable.
I just don't understand.
It's
them.
weird. It's just very weird.
I like. We've talked about her before on here. Julia Johnson does the.
I don't even know who that
The
is.
colorful, hand painted Dickies.
I'm into the what are those boots called? The Doc Marten trend. I can't pull them off, but I do like them. Like the
I
white
agree.
ones are
I
cool.
agree. And red. I've seen a girl in some red
Yeah,
ones recently.
I don't have that vibe. I would look like a super try hard. I have some like patent leather boots like that I got from ASOS that I really like. But every time I wear them, I feel like I look like very like dominatrix. Like,
See how
okay.
she does like hand paints.
Oh wow,
those?
I like very unique stuff like that too, and I
Yeah.
like color. That's one thing too. I'm laughing still. I'm just thinking about the blazers because like in college, I had blazers like all these different colors, but they were like the fitted ones, and I wear them with like a tank top and jeans, like to parties. I wore them out all the time.
Yeah,
I like
that
those.
sounds like it would look good now.
Staple,
Still,
like
so.
party outfits. Like and Zara was like the place to get a blazer.
The oversized blazers, but they're not
I like
over.
them. Like the
oversized.
menswear looking ones are really great.
They just hit, I guess,
a little longer,
longer,
Yeah,
but are
yeah.
still
tailored.
tailored.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, before we run out of time here, let's talk about The Bachelor real quick because
Okay.
I know that people are talking about the style of Matt James on the show, and really what is standing out to most is his obsession with turtlenecks.
Honestly, that's like what Phil looks like right now.
Great.
Phil's in a Matt James chic outfit. The mock neck and the jacket.
But this man has been wearing multiple turtlenecks like per episode.
Okay, now what's crazy is like we know he has a stylist. So I'm
Yes.
imagining they come into his room and they're all these outfits and he's like, no, we're going to go turtleneck again. Like every single one.
Three
He
of
just
them.
keeps pointing to the
he's
turtleneck.
like, yeah, we're going to go turtleneck, we're going to go turtleneck, and we're going to go turtleneck.
And I like the turtleneck as like a style
looks
swerve.
good on him.
Like, you know, like this outfit in particular with the kind of blue overshirt, it's very 70s, it's very movie star.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great on him. But when he continues to show up in turtlenecks, it's
Yeah.
a little weird.
Okay,
It's
you
not
know-
like I like it as a once every now and then type
Yeah.
of thing, but when it's your signature, it's like, dude, what's with the turtlenecks?
I'm imagining that picture of The Rock, you know, with like the chains over it when he's
Yes,
like posing by the
yes.
stairs. Like
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I think of when I think of men's turtlenecks.
and it's getting to be like where he's almost doing like a
like a parody of
yeah,
himself.
or like he thinks that like that's what you're supposed to wear at a Pennsylvania resort, a hotel
I mean,
thing.
but look at like the foliage behind him.
Yeah.
He's pulling it off.
We're gonna get to that one. Here's another turtleneck for him to fly in a plane.
I don't love the pants look there.
So
I don't like those shoes.
Ooh,
with
those are
jeans.
tight.
Okay.
They're so
let-
that doesn't look good on him.
Let's just talk about it.
He's too tall.
The other problem that Matt James, way worse than any of the turtlenecks, is that this man's pants are way too tight.
Ooh, those
I
are
think
tight.
that
tight.
he is the guy that skips leg day. Doesn't like. I think he has very skinny legs and he's
Yes.
a very broad shoulder and he has a small waist.
But guys just shouldn't be wearing jeans this tight.
No.
They're way too tight.
Like
That's
these are leggings, basically.
Just hit my head. I do like those leather pants.
Keep those
on.
leather pants in the back.
I just got some leather pants that are like a wide leg, and I almost wore them today. They're
I'd
really
like to
nice.
see those.
Sounds tight.
They're
yeah.
really, and they're so soft.
But yeah, that's the. People are
I
talking
hate
about the
that.
turtlenecks,
I hate
but
that
what is
outfit.
standing out to me is
It's like
that
the Hamburglar.
he is like. And this is, this happens, right? Like guys like catch up to trends right as the trend is dying.
And they
so,
wear
like,
it every single day.
This ultra tight jean like this, like jeans this tight were never really all that stylish. That was like the extreme end of it. And now he's like, if you talk to Matt James, he's probably like, yeah, skinny jeans, right? I'm in my skinny jeans.
Also, the
and
sunglasses.
skinny jeans are like, not what's super hot right now.
This whole outfit. The aviators, I get it. Like you're in a plane, you want to wear aviators, but
Is he
they
a
don't
pilot?
match. No, but like the plane behind him, like those glasses just don't match the outfit. I hate that. I hate that outfit.
Hate it.
More turtlenecks
Oh
here.
my
Oh,
god,
wow.
that's a chunky one too.
And see, I like the sweater. I like the Barber
I
jacket
like the
here.
jacket a lot.
But something about, I don't know, his whole vibe on the show has been almost like he's wearing East Coast costuming. Like he's been wearing like these like plaid suits with like a plaid shirt and then a big silk tie.
Somebody was like, "It's fall, and we're going to make you look like a Thanksgiving table."
Yeah.
Where is this taking place? On the East Coast?
Yeah, Nemacolin.
Nemacolin.
Nemacolin?
Nema something.
Somebody got mad at me for pronouncing this wrong, and I probably
It's
just
like in
messed it up again.
Pennsylvania. It's like a resort. Lots of.
Yeah.
It looks like somewhere you go to pick apples.
Yeah.
It actually looks pretty sweet, though.
It
if you go
does
to the
look awesome.
website.
Is this? It's taking place during COVID.
Yeah,
Yes.
they they're at the whole resort.
They're bubbled.
They're
Like the
bubbled.
NBA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. I felt so bad for Claire because they sent her to like Palm Springs to like a La Quinta resort.
And it was like
Oh,
110
no.
degrees every day.
And then
No, this
here
is
they're
way,
like in
way
this
better.
beautiful fall place with like an actual resort. They were like in the desert.
But yeah, so he's been in, we're talking about like the celebs that look great and everything. He's a giant, tall, handsome, very
Yes.
well-built man.
Yeah.
And I feel like his stylists they're close, but they're kind of letting him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Or he's picking the wrong things that they are offering
See,
him.
because his body type is he's very broad up top, but he's got like a very thin waist and skinny legs. So all these things are putting him in. He looks like very like a cartoon.
Yeah.
I can't
yeah.
explain it. Very cartoony because it's just not flattering for his silhouette.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now, if you go, and I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, because if you check him out on Instagram, like he still does have some of these jeans and pants that are too tight. But his style, when he gets to kind of like do what he wants, like so I saw some photos of him down in Tampa for Super Bowl stuff, and he looked great with like a little more casual, and he's got his beard grown out, and he's like wearing a cool beanie, and like he just I don't know. I think that some of these really buttoned up looks I don't think are suiting him very well.
I think he's trying too hard to be like male model.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
it's
Instead
like
of
hashtag menswear.
civilian.
A little bit.
It
Yeah.
Instead
looks a
of
little like
a
that.
civilian man, like a normal guy, he's trying too hard to be like
Yeah.
fashion.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
like
good.
runway.
All right, Phil. I think we're about out of time for
Damn,
you, aren't we?
that flew.
It really did.
You
Kayla,
want to come on again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to get you
That
back on
was
again
fun.
because there's several things that we weren't able to get to today. But what's the bottom line on are we telling Gen Z TikTokers to fuck off
Yes.
and we're gonna hold
But
on to our skinny jeans
keep
for a little
the
while
content
longer?
up because I want to know what skincare products I need.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know more about this rice water in my hair thing. Like I want to know all this stuff. But like, leave the people that paved the way for you.
Yeah.
Leave us alone.
Yeah.
Like we're doing our best.
Have
We're
you ever-
turning 30. Like we're doing our thing.
Have you ever
pushing
tried any
40.
of the hair things where they like wrap up the hair in like a sock?
No, but I've seen like the long skinny things you roll up and then like
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do feel really cool whenever they're using things that I already have, and I'm like, oh, I was ahead of the TikTok.
Fuck TikTok.
You gotta get on there.
I will get on. It took me. I fought it, Phil. I fought it for a long time. But then I got on, and now, like, I will spend my phone. I don't get notifications when I'm in an app, like, for text or anything. So I'll be on there for, like,
pit.
hours. And I'm like,
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
And I have, like, missed calls, missed texts, like, emails, because I've just been on TikTok.
Yeah, we really will. I didn't even get to we were going to do this whole thing where we showed you cool men's outfits that we think and know are trending and get your hot take on them. So we will have to get you back to do that soon.
Maybe the trends will have changed by then.
They might have. You never know. Kayla, let's plug your stuff. Where can we follow you? Where can we hear more of your voice?
For those who want that. My Twitter and my Instagram are both at Kayhaby, Kayhaby. My food blog is The Bitchin Chef. And then I think it's the Mail-In Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We always forget. It's really bad. But the Mail-In comes out on Thursdays, So
go check out the Mail-In Podcast. How's that been going? What episode are you on now?
Oh, God. I think we're on 5.
5?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. This was fun because I can just talk, you know?
Yeah.
No one's future relies on what I'm talking about today.
on your advice? Yeah. And you can follow us on Instagram as well. It's at Club Cool Pod. Today's podcast brought to you by our Patreon. We have a new tier. We're doing little tiny short format podcasts. A lot of them are solo pods from me, and put the first one out for all of our patrons just this past week. And I'm actually going to attach it to the back of this podcast as well. So stay tuned.
Like a sneak preview.
If you want to, if it's a little sneak preview, if you want to hear what those are going to sound like. And if you want more of those, go check us out. Patreon.com/clubcool. We very much appreciate everybody's support. Thank you, Phil. Thank you again to Kayla for being here. Go check out the Bitchin Chef. Go listen to the Mail-In Podcast. Follow her on Instagram at Kayhaby. And we will definitely have her back on because
thanks, guys.
It's always nice to have a female perspective on some of this clothing and style stuff.
For sure. We don't know what we're talking about.
You know more than I do. I know nothing about. Did you not see? I got my button up, button down, the whole take. Well, we don't have time for that.
We'll save it for next time.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm offline, Barrett. I have lots of questions for you, and you too, Phil.
We'll see you guys next week. Adios.
Later.
See ya.
Welcome to the club.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever Markdown. This is a little bonus podcast. It'll be short format, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 15, maybe a little longer than that. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm expecting to have 2, maybe 3 of these a month, and they'll just kind of be quick little podcasts to talk about whatever is top of mind, something that we missed on the regular podcast, or something that just doesn't warrant a full-on conversation. This one is going to go out to all patrons, not just those in the higher-paying tier. Just want to give you a little bit of an idea of what these might be like. So, welcome everybody. Hope that you are checking this out, and hope that you find something of interest in it. Today, here's what I want to talk about. It is truly something that meets at the intersection of style and pop culture. It's something that I've never. I don't know that anybody else does this outside of me. But so I'm a big Saturday Night Live fan. I have watched it since I was young with my parents, and it's still something that I do pretty much every single week that it's on. Does not matter if it's a bad season or a bad show or a bad host. I am watching. I've probably only missed a handful of episodes over the last 10 years. And it's something that I just take a lot of pleasure in. And obviously it's hit or miss on the sketches, but I really, really enjoy just the entire cultural relevance of it all. And within the last few years, all of these episodes have started popping up on Hulu the next day. Now, what I love about this is that you get the entire 90 minutes. Now, it's obviously not 90 minutes without all the commercials, but what I mean by that is you get, a lot of times SNL tends to run a little bit late. If you're watching it on NBC Live or recorded from your DVR, you'll see the host say goodbye, and then a few of the credits roll, and then it typically cuts off because they're out of time and they need to move on to whatever's next. And on Hulu, you get an extended, 60 to 90 seconds of those credits rolling, and those credits roll over cameras that are basically panning out and panning back and forth and just kind of going wide shot and then going narrow to the cast, crew, host, and musical guest, just kind of rubbing elbows and chatting with one another on the stage. Now, obviously, what the host chooses to wear here for the goodbyes, essentially for the thank yous, is always of interest to me. You have people like Harry Styles that just, like kill it, like full Gucci trousers and a Christopher Kane t-shirt and a Bodie, patchwork jacket. Looked absolutely awesome. That Bodie jacket is one of a kind, but it is high on my wish list. Other times you have people that almost take it a little bit more theater kid. They're basically in like a black t-shirt and black pants. They clearly just got undressed from whatever the latest or the last sketch of the evening was. And then you have guys like last weekend, somebody like John Krasinski that just looks sharp and kind of, put together, but very classic, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing stand out, essentially. I think he had on dress trousers and a kind of a crew neck sweater with some type of embroidery on the chest. Now he looked great, but nothing super exciting except to what we will get at here in a moment, which is, while I love seeing what the host is wearing and seeing what everybody else is wearing, Bowen Yang, always in designer, always in something cool. It's also really, really fun to look at everybody's shoes, and there are always shots that are basically waist down, and you get to see what everybody's wearing. And there are actually quite a few sneakerheads as members of Saturday Night Live. There's Michael Che, who puts his sneakers up on the desk at the end of Weekend Update. Beck Bennett, Colin Jost, and Kyle Mooney all are usually wearing, some type of funky Nikes or Adidas or whatever. And then, as I mentioned, Bowen Yang, I've seen him in in one of the limited edition Crocs before. Anyway, it's always something that I'm looking out for, is what shoes everybody is wearing on that SNL stage. And so the ability to watch this extended credit sequence on Hulu is just this small little thing that I take great pleasure in. So what I wanted to bring up here, just to kind of spin this off into the moment, is John Krasinski's footwear at the end of last weekend. He was wearing what looked to be kind of either a shiny leather or a patent leather dress shoe with a very thick, almost creeper-like rubber sole. And the creeper sole means that there's not really a distinction between the heel and the toe. There's not that little cutout right at the arch. It's just all flat across the bottom, and it usually extends kind of off the sides of the shoe on a true creeper. And then a lot of times it has ridging. Now his just looked like a big flat rubber sole on the bottom of a dress shoe. But it looked great. It was a perfect kind of, especially for a guy like him who's really clean cut and plays Jack Ryan on the Amazon show and was Jim. This is not a guy that's setting fashion trends, but he always does look really good and really clean cut and really sharp. And these were a nice little swerve for that type of outfit, where it's something unexpected and a little bit more fashion forward than just a classic derby or Oxford dress shoe. And they were awesome. So I definitely have my eye out for pairs of shoes like that have that kind of thick, flat bottomed sole on a dress shoe, or kind of like a dressier, chunkier boot. Another thing that happened last weekend, Pete Davidson, friends with Machine Gun Kelly, and I believe they both had a fling with Kate Beckinsale at one point. So right as credits started rolling, I brought this up with Laura, and I was like, I wonder if there's any, like, if that's weird or not, or if they have like beef, or if they're just still boys, or like, or what. Similar guys, so probably running the same crew. And as soon as I was like posing that question and thinking about it out loud, Pete Davidson tackles Machine Gun Kelly off the stage. So there's always just these little, there are these little things. It's that are so fun to watch, because everybody, like, essentially the show is over. There's this massive sense of relief. That the big after party is going to happen. At least pre-pandemic, it was a very, very big deal. I'm not sure how that all works now, but it's still really just kind of like, they pull back the curtain essentially, and you get to see famous people that are cast members of SNL mingle with one another, and it is always just kind of it's fascinating to me, and I love it. And if you are an SNL fan, you need to start paying attention to this. Maybe you already do. Yeah, that's what I got today. The end credits of SNL and what to watch for there. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up today. Like I said, this is just a little short format type of thing. This is what I am thinking about today on Saturday, February the 6th. There will be a new episode of SNL this evening. We've got Dan Levy, who, if you're a Schitt's Creek fan, you know that his wardrobe as David is like, and the wardrobe of everybody on the show, especially Moira, especially Moira and David. They're two of the standout pieces of getting to watch. They're part of the visual language. Dan Levy as David is always 100% in designer. Rick Owens footwear almost exclusively. He wears a lot of Neil Barrett and a few other brands, kind of assorted similar brands that live in that realm, but a lot of Rick Owens. And so I was reading a column. This was probably a year ago at least, and it was from several years ago, talking about, they bootstrapped this show together. It was not, they did not have a big budget. And so he talked about how they put that wardrobe together. They did a lot of vintage finding, a lot of like eBay hunting, a lot of resale shopping, finding these kind of kooky pieces at less than retail prices. And quite a bit of it came from his own personal wardrobe. So we've seen him in the public eye recently only at like award shows and at things like that require a little bit more of a formal dress. But this evening, I'm sure that he will come out on stage for the monologue in a suit. But at the end, when you get to show a little bit of your personality, a lot of people wear some type of statement T-shirt or say something that they find meaningful at the end. And but I'm definitely curious to see what he puts on for that final moment, and you should check it out too. All right, that wraps it up for today's Markdown episode, and I'll see you guys on the regular podcast. Bye.